Good morning. I often start a video with the words, I wasn't expecting to be making a video today, and I find those words on the tip of my tongue again. I had a really lovely long conversation with another needleworker who lives in the UK this morning, and in that conversation I recounted an experience that I had many years ago involving Ada and linen. And I've been sat here, I'm prepping this piece ready to mount, stretch and lace, and I've been thinking about this, and I thought it's something I want to share with everybody else as well, because this could have happened to you and hampered your needlework journey. Many years ago, I used to buy a Moira Blackburn kit that came on Ada. I would stitch it and then I would buy the next one, and eventually I got to the stage where I had stitched all of Moira Blackburn's samplers that she had at that time. So I went onto the internet to look for another source of kits that appealed to me, and I found blogging, and with blogging I found that American needleworkers used linen, and I wanted to use linen as well. So I planned a trip to a town in Cornwall, Truro, which is the biggest town, because they had a very good, and they still do have a very good haberdashery, and in this haberdashery they carry a huge range of dressmaking fabric and upholstery fabric, and they have a small craft section as well. So I went into the store, headed for the craft section, waited for an assistant to be free, and then I asked her, did she have any linen? And she looked at me and she was, quite surprised that I was asking to buy linen for stitching. And she pointed out to me that they had Ada, and I said, no, I said I would really like to have linen, and she kept on about, the advantages of stitching on Ada. And when she realised that I was not going to be buying a piece of Ada, she passed me on to an assistant that worked in the fabric section of the store, and I explained to this lady I wanted a piece of linen to do a cross-stitch sampler on, and she came out with this big bolt of linen that was meant for I think probably some sort of upholstery. And I looked at it and I thought, gosh, I don't think I can cross-stitch on that. So I left the store not buying anything, and I got in the car to drive home feeling quite disheartened. Now it's a long drive, and by the time I got home I thought, no, I want to stitch on linen, and if American cross stitchers are stitching on linen, I can too. So I ordered a kit from America, and when it came, I did stitch on it and I loved it, and that was my start of my journey with linen. But it's made me wonder if maybe some needleworkers have had that experience and not gone and found linen that they can stitch on. Not all linen is designed for counted cross-stitch work, and it's not necessarily the count of the linen, it's the weave of the linen that makes it possible for you to see, to work on it. If that's happened to you, you've looked at linen and thought, I can't stitch on that, what I would recommend that you do is you contact a store that specialises in counted cross stitch, and I am sure that they will be able to help you with linen. And if you explain that you're transitioning from Ada to linen, anybody who is experienced will be able to find you hopefully a suitable colour, make and count of linen for you to start your linen journey on. There are stores in the UK that sell linen. The one that immediately comes to mind is Beverley Trembleth's Fobles in Cumbria. Beverley is a very knowledgeable needleworker. She's also very friendly and she's very patient. If you rang her up, I'm sure that she would come up with some suggestions of linen that would be good to start you on your journey. And what I would say is that if you have been stitching on 14 count Aida, you will see 28 count linen, the same as 16 count Aida, you will see 32 count linen. Let me just put this away because I don't want Bertie marking my project. If you've been stitching on 36 count, if you've been stitching on 18 count Aida, you will see 36 count linen, and 20 count Aida equates to 40 count linen. So try it, but try the right type of linen. Honestly, if I had bought that linen that shop assistant was suggesting, I would have, no way would I have made that transition from Aida to linen. I think there's a little boy that probably wants his lunch. He's had his morning walk, so it's probably his tummy saying, "Mummy, come and feed me." Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Try it. Get proper advice from a store that specialises in linen for cross stitchers, and you might surprise yourself. And if you make that transition, a whole new world will open up to you, because there are so many gorgeous types of linen. And I hope that this little video will help anybody who has tried, been deterred because it was the wrong type of linen. Anyway, I'm going to go and feed this little boy, or this big boy, so bye-bye for now.